Hi, my name is Becca. Welcome back to Raising Them Simply. Here we share all about our secular homeschool as a family of 5. Today we've got a super exciting video for you guys. We're going to do a flip through and review of the Seasons Nature Journal. This is by Raising Up Wild Things. If you are new here, we did kind of go into what we're doing for school next year for my 2nd grader, and we're going to be doing Build Your Library Prehistory and Ancient Civilizations for the majority of our school. Now that does come with a nature study component, but it was very lackluster, way too loose for something that kind of we were looking for. And so I started searching different nature studies that would go throughout the entire year. And guys, I found this phenomenal resource. This is by Raising Up Wild Things, and she's got so many cool things. I will link them down below, but because this was so amazing, I did reach out to her to see if she could offer a discount code for you guys. Now, this is not a sponsored video. All of these thoughts are 100% my own opinions, but I did want to see if I could get you guys a discount. So if you guys stay tuned for the end of the video, I will let you know what that discount code is for her shop. But let's flip the camera around and let's take a closer look into this nature study curriculum. All right, guys, this is the Seasons Nature Journal. The artwork in here is just absolutely phenomenal. The cover is no exception. I just went ahead and put everything in a 3-ring binder for now because I'm not quite sure if I want to separate it out by seasons for my son or do individual little books or something while we do a nature walks, or if we're gonna do this stuff when we get home. Now, this is a PDF curriculum to protect her privacy as well as copyrights and all that. I'm not going to show you every single page in here, but I am going to show you the highlights. So we're going to flip this open and check out the Seasons Nature Journal. Okay, so we're starting off with spring, and like I said, this artwork is just really beautiful. So this first section is going to be talking about caterpillars and butterflies. I love how she has a picture of what the caterpillar looks like right next to the butterfly. So here's the painted lady, the morning cloak, monarch, common blue. And then there's these little poems down here, which I really, really enjoy. And then it's going to go into more in-depth for the life cycle and the stages. And this one is for the swallow butterfly. It's also really cool that when she does this curriculum, she kind of separates it out. So there's different PDF forms that you can go ahead and print out. So this can actually be a poster. And I do plan on doing that, printing it off on like cardstock and laminating it and putting it on our wall because we love putting posters up there. But this is part of here too, if you just want to keep it in your binder. And then we've got a coloring page too, if your child would like something like that. I also like how it's scripted. So it talks about how butterflies have 4 life stages: the egg, the larva, and the pupa, and the adult butterfly. And the eastern black swallowtails have 5 instars from the hatching of the egg to pupation. They spend up to 20 days in a chrysalis before emerging as fully formed adults. Female adult butterflies must find the right plants on which to lay their eggs to begin the life cycle all over again. And then we have some activities. So we have a make a simple butterfly feeder, raising your own butterflies, and then comparing monarchs to swallowtails. And then we've got the journal page. So this is what I was saying. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this or divide this up quite yet, but it says to take a nature walk or look around your yard for signs of butterflies and check the underside of leaves for eggs and look closely for caterpillars. See if you can identify the precise species you found and record them here. And then it has some example questions to go over with your learner. And then we've got blossom and blooms. So this is kind of similar to what they did with the butterfly. We've got beautiful artwork, a little poem, and then we're going to talk about different flowers. So we have what makes a blossom, blooming bulbs, flower dissection. So we've got these here, and then they can draw a picture. And then again, we've got a journal page. So same thing for the butterflies. You would go on a walk and try to find some flowers, and you could collect them and draw a picture. And then we've got songbirds. This is one of the main reasons why I actually went with this curriculum, because I love how it encompasses a bunch of different things for each season. So my son is obsessed with birds right now, and we live in Minnesota, so it was pretty tricky finding a nature study that also helped with the Midwest. So we've got different birds here and a poem again. Bird anatomy, different eggs and what they look like, different types of nests and what birds live in them. And then we can build a bird nest here. And then again, a journal page. So along with the posters that she has, she also has flashcards for each season. So I printed these out on cardstock, so it's really thick paper, and I will go ahead and laminate these just to keep them looking nice. But this, I plan on cutting them out, laminating them, and making a little booklet of them for each of the seasons. So that way when we go on our nature walks to try to find these different things, we will be able to reference this to see if we're finding, or what we're finding, to help identify them. So we've got these ones, and she has them for caterpillars as well. And then she does a description for all of them. And same thing for flowers. And then birds. Okay, so next we have summer. And we're going to talk about honeybees, the different kind of bees. So we've got the queen, the drone, and the worker. We've got a little poem again to go over what inside a honeycomb looks like and what the different parts are called. We've got the life cycle for a worker bee. And then we've got our activity to host a honey tea time. I just love how simple this is, but also all-encompassing as well. It doesn't seem too overwhelming. So we've got the nature journal page again with questions to kind of help guide your learner. And common wildflowers. This is another reason why we really liked this curriculum. We actually have a pollinator butterfly garden in our backyard. And so this is gonna really help my son to be able to like identify. And we've got a lot of nature, like nature reserves around us that we go to quite often. And so, like I said, similarly to spring with those flashcards, we're gonna bring them with us for this section as well, to help us identify the different things that we find. So we've got anatomy of a daisy. We can press wildflowers and do a wildflower sun catcher. And we've got a journal page. So we have coastal and wetland birds. Tree forms. Creatures of the Night Sky. And I love this too, especially for the summer unit, because we can actually go outside when it's later and to be able to find some of these things. So I thought this was pretty cool. And Summertime Foraging. Next we have Autumn. We've got Fall Fungi, the different kinds that you can find, as well as a poem again. Making Spore Prints and the Mushroom Life Cycle. And then there's a page here to make those spore prints. And a journal page. All right, same thing as before. I'm just going to show you the topics here. So we have the Harvest Moon, Autumn Apples, Spinning Spiders, Autumn Trees, Fall Foraging, and then we have Winter. We have different kind of trees for the winter and another poem. Sleeping trees and talking about what trees do during the winter. And then we've got an observation page for trees in the winter. And a journal page. Now for the other topics we have winter sleep, winter birds, wintry weather, the winter night sky for different constellations, foraging in the winter woods. Okay, now this next part, I'm gonna butcher this word, I say it wrong every time, but phenology wheels. If you're not familiar with what this is, pretty much it's a wheel like this, and it is separated between spring, summer, fall, and winter. And each time that you go outside during a certain month, you draw something within this section about what you saw or did. So maybe in May you found a really cool bird or a flower, so you could paint or draw that there. And then at the end of the year you have this really cool pinwheel of all the different things you found during the year. We are doing 1,000 hours outside, and so I thought that this was a really cool addition. A lot of the other curriculum that I found did not have something like this, and so I thought this would be a cool little extra for us to do. She also has them separated out by month if you wanted to do something every day of the month as well. So this is an example of what it could kind of look like. So we've got frogs with flowers for March, we've got a ladybug, flowers, and a duck for April, and you would just keep going around the whole wheel. I love this part of the curriculum too. We are a literature heavy homeschool, and it's kind of hard for me to come up with my own books, so I love when someone else can kind of do a little bit of the legwork for me. So we've got a spring book list here, summer book list, fall book list, and a winter book list. She also has some additional notes and resources. So these could be the poems that she found, little videos that you could watch to help supplement your learning. So we've got like What's Inside a Cocoon, and that's a YouTube video that you could watch. Raising Monarchs, caterpillar identification guides, some additional book resources. And then that's for this section up here. So there's a different section for blossoms and blooms. And they do that for each category that we went through. So there's just so many resources that she involved in here. It really is worth every penny. And that is the Seasons Nature Journal by Raising Up Wild Things. There you have it, guys. I hope you are just as excited for this curriculum as I am. I can't wait to get into this. In fact, my son was kind of flipping through and seeing some of these pictures, and he got super excited and asked if he could start doing it now. So we are really looking forward to it. I'm gonna leave the discount code here right across the screen for you guys. It's Rebecca20. I'll also have it in the description box below. This code only works for her specific website. I know there's a couple people, when I mentioned we were doing this next year, you guys said that you had it in your Etsy shop cart. It only works for her website. So I will leave all links down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of videos you like on this channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are doing for your science next year, or what you have planned for next school year. I would love to know. Hit that subscribe button. It is a free way to stay up to date and notified of future videos, and I can't wait to catch you guys next time. Bye.